Let's keep banging out these mock drafts. As we are a week away from the start of the season, it is draft weekend coming up. Michael Bolton.
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy, your daily NBA fantasy podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd, and Life of a Showgirl, it chronicles my experiences. I'm also the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com, and today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Thank you also for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We're free. We're available on all platforms. We're doing another mock draft. We've got a few selections left to do. 5, 6, 9, and then a 14-team league. So we'll see which one of those comes up. Of course, we are proudly sponsored by a bunch of people who are fantastic supports of the show. So in order to give you a clean mock draft experience, let me tell you about them right now. Today's episode, it is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel has an offer that you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right, you pick a bet, you put down $5, and if it hits, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Of course, you can use those on futures for the NBA. We'll do the season win total show later on in the week. You could do it on football. You can do it on player props and spreads, on same game parlays, on live betting, whatever it is. You can do it on FanDuel. So what are you waiting for? Go to FanDuel.com, download the FanDuel app today, and get started. And don't forget to gamble responsibly. Let's just have a look at what pick we're actually going to do in this mock draft. Is it going to be a 12-teamer? Is it going to be a 14-teamer? Let's spin the wheel and see where we're at for this one. 5, 6, 9, and then either 13 or 14. Oh, I think it's going to be the 14-teamer. It is. We're going to be picking at pick number 14 in this mock draft, so that is exciting. Who am I going to do at pick number 14? Who is my... Oh, it's going to be Steph. I'm going to leave Steph at 14. That's where he sits currently in the ADP list. So that is who we're going to do. So it's going to be Steph Curry, pick 14. I've got to make sure the jokers in the mock draft actually read the chat, but that's who we'll be doing. But today's episode is also brought to you by Wayfair. It is coming up to holiday season, and if you don't get your house in order, well, what are you doing? Because you will have people coming over for parties, unexpected drop-ins, guests that are staying, celebrations. It can weigh you down if you're not prepared. So you can prepare yourself at Wayfair, getting everything that you need this holiday season. Christmas trees and wreaths, bedding, cookware, outdoor inflatables. It is the one-stop shop for everything in your room. You might need to get new servingware, new plates, trays, dishes, salad spoons, salad spinners, other salad items. I'm sure there's some other salad stuff that you can get in there if you're not into tossing your salad manually. It's all available over at Wayfair. Couches, pillows, beds, linen, whatever. Do you call it linen? Probably not. Bedding, all that stuff over at Wayfair. I just love using different words so you guys understand what I'm saying. Get organized, refreshed, and ready for the holidays for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style and every home. Today's episode is also brought to you by Game Time. With the NBA season almost here, there's nothing that beats being back to watch your team live in the arena. You might be traveling to see a game, you might be your local squad, and you want to see the match. It's all there. You can go to Game Time and make that process hassle-free. You get them cheaper with less of a runaround, I guess is a better way of phrasing it. It's the app giving fans the advantage in getting tickets, getting those amazing NBA tickets fast and stress-free. Plus, you can even get NBA tickets for under $25. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. The code is LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Let's get mocking. All right, let's go into the draft. I'm picking at 14. Like I said, I'm taking Steph Curry. I've got Karan Tawa, who has jumped into this mock draft. Karan won one of the original Locked On Fantasy Basketball Bowls, and he's done a bunch of work and been on a bunch of podcasts in the last few years, and he's going to be helping me out with some of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Bowl stuff this season as well, which is exciting. So he is in this mock. He is picking at 13 right next to me. We'll see how that works out for me. Probably not well. And I just hope that nobody decides they want to take Steph. because he's currently sitting at that 14 slot in Yahoo ADPs. All right, so we're off and running. Jokic goes at 1. It's going to be a while before we get to me. I have put third round reversal into this one as well. Because I think that any time that you have to make your league more custom, like going from 12 to 14, you're going to be more likely to create settings that make the league better. And that means it becomes imperative to have third round reversal. Now, I've just glossed over this, but why did Giannis go at 3? What is happening? Giannis at 3, Doncic 4, Shea at 5. Kingy FC, which is not Adam King, it's a different Kingy. He gets Shea. Edwards at 6 and Cunningham at 7. So we're already off to a different start in this draft, which you know that I like to see. I like to see things getting a little bit weird sometimes. I'm taking Steph as I cough my dick off. I would take Steph at 10 or 11, honestly. Yes, he is an older player, but I do think that the production for him is going to be pretty good. Davis at 10. All right, let's see if any of these guys make the mistake. I think they'll be good. I'm confident they'll be good. River, you said you were excited to be in this draft, so let's make sure we get this bang on. Trae Young he takes. Kevin Durant, well, I think we're cooking here. This is going to have to be... Curran's going to have to take... Or imagine Curran stuffs it up. Don't take Steph, my guy. He'll take Towns, I'm guessing. Yes, he does, and I take Steph. So now, what I have to think about is what my next pick is. And I don't really know. I might, with Steph... You know what I'm going to do? Let's just get crazy. I'm taking Jalen Johnson. It's not even getting crazy. I think Jalen is totally fine in this area. I think I could have taken a Men. I could have taken Tyrese Maxey. I could have taken Donovan Mitchell if I really wanted to. But I didn't. So I took Jalen there. I wanted to get some forward eligibility, but a forward who passes also. Giddey at 16. This is an interesting draft. I like it. Maxey's 17. So you're seeing Amen Thompson get down to 18 here, which is good. Now, I don't know that the Amen and Trae Young pairing makes a lot of sense, but I will say this. Don't worry about pairing that much. You guys over-stress yourselves on pairings and builds. You overcomplicate something, I think. Sabonis pairing with Davis. Ball and Harden. This is an interesting selection. LaMelo Ball at 20. I took him at 23 in a mock yesterday, and I didn't like doing it. Not that I don't think he's good enough. I worry not even about him getting injured. I worry about him getting fake injured down the stretch. Mitchell, 21. Şengün, 22. All right, and this is where things get weird because we're in a 14-man league. We're only in the middle of round 2. And we're taking guys that sometimes slide into round 3 in Şengün and Mitchell. Armin at 23. That is crazy. Amen Thompson down to 23 is not what I thought would happen. I debated him at 15 instead of Jalen Johnson. That is probably the most I've seen Amen Thompson slide really this draft season. Adebayo at 24. Possibly too high. I can see Flag going in one of these next 3 picks, honestly. I just think that someone will just jump the gun a little bit. Scott Barnes at 25 is all right. I continue to tell you that I am concerned about the Bronco and his availability. Wow, Banchero 26 in a category league to go with Giannis. I guess this guy's focusing on a build. We'll see. After Banchero at 26 is Jalen Brunson at 27, which I do think is too high, but I'm never going to convince the Jalen Brunson fans that it's wrong. What happened to you, Ryan? Where'd you go? You took Jokic and left. Jaylen Brown at 28, so it's back to me now. So what do I do here? I like Murray. I'll take Jamal. I was debating Austin Reeves there as well. I'll take Jamal at 29. I think he's just being a little bit undervalued. Austin Reeves was another option. Cooper Flag was an option. I was wrong that Flag didn't go. Well, Curran just took Flag there. I like his team. Towns, Giddey, Flag. Derek White was also someone I considered, but I do worry that the Celtics will have some concerns about playing him all the way through. Be my guess. I know I am in the minority on that. A lot of people think that the Celtics are good enough in the weak East to be in the playoffs, and then Tatum will come back. But like I've said before, part of the reason the weak is East is because they are bad. Because they were good, and now they are bad. That is part of the reason. And they didn't just lose Tatum, they lost Porzingis, and they lost Drew Holiday. And they have no centers at all. And their power forwards are Sam Hauser. So I'm not convinced that they're good. And Jaylen Brown is coming in off-season knee surgery. Whew. After Flag goes Siakam 31, Derek White 32, Jalen Williams 33, Zion Williamson 34, and Chet Holmgren 35. I thought that when I was talking about Zion in round 3 that it was going to be controversial and not many people were in on that. It appears that he just goes in round 3 quite basically all the time now. I think he's a top 15 per game category league player this season. And I know that you'll tell me, well, the rankings actually have him as 100th. We all know that's wrong. Yeah, we can admit that those numbers don't reflect reality. But the concern of him, of course, is the recurrent soft tissue injury, which is not as bad to me as a recurrent ligament knee injury. It's still bad, though. And I hope he stays healthy. Austin Reeves at that spot is thievery, I think, at 36. I really like that. Dyson goes 37 and Jaren goes 38. Yeah, relatively, normal sort of round here, I guess. Nothing that sounds too crazy. Miles Turner, you could get him in the 50s. You could get him in the 30s. I think it's the value of players in this area are relatively, squished in. What's my next pick? Bloody 56. Jesus, I'm going to be taking Vooch the way things are looking, which might actually work okay. It might work okay. The crazy thing, here's an interesting thing, right? People ask, I'm going to do a categorical scarcity video. I'm not this season because to me, the categorical scarcity, I looked at it, it's just the same as last season. There's no real difference in it. Points, assists go really early. You can find threes late. You can find steals late. You can actually get some free throw percentage contributors late. Through round 9 and 10, rebounds, blocks, field goal percentage all tend to drop off. That's a pretty common pattern the last couple of years. In saying all of that, this is a good illustration. My 3 guys that I've drafted projected 5.9 assists, 5.2 assists, 6.4 assists, according to my projections. Yet, compared to the rest of the league, I'm in the bottom 6 in assists, even though all those guys have pretty strong numbers. Now, the way you can... let me talk about what else is happening. Miles Turner, Ja Morant, Avdia, LeBron at the end of round 3. Then it's Kawhi and LeBron together. I don't know about that. Franz Wagner, De'Aaron Fox, Kristaps Porzingis, and Brandon Miller. So the way you think about that is okay, I'm sitting below average in assists. I haven't got this big assist guy. But what also can happen is some of those big assist people might start getting a 1.7 assist Larry Markkinen or a 2 assist Donovan Clingan or something. But if I get another 4 guy, another 5 guy, another 3.5 guy, I can reverse that trend. So even though I can look and go, my assists, they should be better than that. Guess I have to punt it. I could, but things can switch pretty easily. They can switch pretty quickly. Now, I don't think I'm going to be competitive in blocks really with this team. It'd be pretty hard to do that. So I'm pretty much just going to throw that away and work on some other stuff. But my approach won't be I have to get big assists. It's that I need to be just accumulating strong assist players without getting necessarily the big one. So after Butler, Jesus Christ, let me. Porzingis, Brandon Miller, Trey Murphy, Jimmy Butler. Well, my pick, Embiid goes. Didn't want him anyway. So what do I do with this selection? I don't like this spot. I'll take Garland there. I do need to get myself a point guard. I'm a little worried about his injury, clearly. Now, is it? I'm going to tap Miles Bridges there as well. Just giving me some nice contributions across a couple of areas. Now, I've got my injured guy there in Garland. So I'm a little concerned about that. When you're on the turn, sometimes you need to make early picks because my next one wasn't until 84. And even a point guard of that level was not going to be available for me. So it does seem a little early, but I was looking down the board do I take Jordan Poole there? Probably not. Do I go with the CJ McCollum and then be worried about him not playing the end of the season? Do I wait on Kevin Porter Jr.? I didn't like that idea. Anunoby and Asar Thompson were ones I considered as well. After Garland and Bridges, let's go back to where I left off after my little rant before. With the round 4, let's just recap it. Kawhi, Franz Wagner, De'Aaron Fox, Porzingis, Brandon Miller. Trey Murphy, Jimmy Butler, Vooch at the 8th pick of round 4, Poeltl, Bane, Kobe White, Peyton Pritchard, Joel Embiid, and then Garland for me. Then it was Bridges and Anunoby. Hero goes at 59, maybe early. Zubac 60, I like that pick better than what we saw him go in the last draft. And then Jordan Poole at 61, so obviously Poole wasn't getting back to me at 84. Quickly is at 62. I'll continue to say this, I am getting a little worried that Quickly may not quite be that level. Maybe not. Asar at 63 and Jarrett Allen 64. You know what I'm going to say. Just say it. Just say the line, Josh. Love Asar there. Hate Jarrett Allen there. All the other line is like, yeah, Asar's creeping up. Might have to go into the 50s for him. I would be pretty surprised if we do not see Matas Buzelis go in the next 5 picks. I think he will. And I think it's reasonable to decide that. I'll tell you who I do want, if there's any way it gets back to me at 80, it's Mark Williams, or hi Mark. I don't think that'll happen. Jalen Green at 66 for a guy that's dealing with a hamstring injury is too early. It's too early for me. Julius Randle at 67 is good, and I like that Ingram pick as well. Jalen Duren is totally fine here. I feel like there's no buzz on Duren this season, and I understand why. I'm not really sure what extra stuff he's going to do. Buzelis I'll put into the queue. I don't think this is going to happen for me. Gobert at 69. Giddey. We're also seeing, which I haven't seen much, is Levine and DeRozan sliding down. Normally at least one of them has gone already. Is this people factoring in the Westbrook edition? And I wonder if Russ goes in this draft. I think someone will pick... there he goes. Mark Williams at 70. Love that for you. Love that. No point guards on that team whatsoever so far. But you've got LeBron. Jaylen Brown will get some assists as well. Like, you're not a bad assist team. There goes Buzelis as well. So I guess, lucky for me, the 2 guys in my queue went to the same team. So that's an enjoyable experience always. Picking from this picks 14 slot is difficult in this sort of a draft. Alex Sarr at 72. I don't have a center eligible player, so I'm going to need to do something about that. Levine goes 73 there. I think this Westbrook thing is bad for him. It's just another person who will have the ball. So I wouldn't be shocked if you get one of the lowest assist numbers of Levine's career this season. Ayton at 74. I think he's been pretty solid so far in the preseason outside of that first game. I talked about that on the earlier mock today. Hartenstein at 75. Could I slide my man Onyeka Okongwu through to me? I hope so. Of course I can't, because he literally just went the pick after I mentioned it. That's a little frustrating. So I'm at 84 and 85. What do I do at center? I like Zach Edey, but he's hurt. Cam Johnson and Larry Markkinen, 77, 78. Fine enough. Like, do I take Kessler? But I don't want Kessler. I don't want Kessler. Oh, who can help me with rebounds? Honestly, Edey will be perfect. What about Ware? So Larry Markkinen goes, Naz Reid, DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, I'm sort of struggling here. I think Shaden Sharp is going to be a target, but of course he just took him at 81, so he's not a target anymore. Walker Kessler can't be taken either. So this is poor. Nembhard 83. This is that area I was talking about earlier when your centers are just disappearing. I might... I've got to get a center. I'm going to take... I don't love Klingon there, but I will take him there because I just got to make sure I'm getting a center. And I might take... Not Potter. Kevin Porter at 85. I don't love that either. That's okay. Is it though? It's sort of okay. I don't love it. My next pick is now 112. Tamani Kamara, I just take a lot, and if I'm treating these mock drafts like they're real drafts, and I do, I like to diversify. I don't want to get the exact same player in every draft, obviously, apart from Kevin Porter, because it's my fave. I try to diversify a little bit as well across leagues, and I think that is the thing you should be doing if you are playing multiple leagues, trying to diversify as much as possible. After Porter goes Mathurin, Kamara, Ware, the two guys who were in my queue. Throw CJ in there. So we're still in round 7 here. So when we start thinking flyers, we're getting close to that pick 100 mark. Like Mikal Bridges just goes at 89. And when you get to like 115, you're normally talking flyers. But that doesn't happen that quickly here. Eason's at 90. Haven't really seen him go that early in a lot of these drafts. Oh, sorry for dying. Reed Shepherd, 91. Need some water. Sorry, need some water. Oh, working on that accent. It's literally the word that Americans can't understand when I'm in America and I ask for water. What was that? Sorry? What was that you're after? Water. Paul George, 93. Simons, 92. Drew Holiday, 94. That was out of order, but I think you can figure it out. Ron Barrett, 95. Not a lot that's making like big waves here. I think these are pretty normal picks. My team is bad at blocks. Yeah, I do have Klingon, obviously, which makes me, I guess, sort of competitive, but not really. I wanted him for a rebound and field goal percentage leg up more than his blocks. Claxton, 96. That's early. I wouldn't do that because, I just worry about what on earth the Nets are going to do. CJ McCollum at 97 has similar risk associated, and it is weird to me to see Claxton go ahead of Cam Thomas. Josh Hart at 98, that is perfect spotting for him. Did Michael Porter go even? Did Claxton go before Porter and Thomas? He did. Man, what? That has not happened in any of these mocks. There goes Porter at 99, which at 99, normally I'd be like, all right, like fine, but it is your 8th pick. And I think it's, he can beat that per game. I think we know that. The worry is going to be like, how many of those games are actually played and when are they being played? And if it was your 9th or 10th pick, you'd feel a little better about it. Toby Harris, 100. John Collins, 101. Jaden Ivey, 102. Ivey is, at the moment, consistently going around that 100 mark. I would like that a little bit later in categories. In points, it's fine, and I'd possibly even go higher. But in categories, it's going a little later. And then Brown, like who went in the 80s in the last draft, is outside the top 100 here, and he was in my queue too. Jalen Suggs at 104. I would have liked that to wait a little bit, given my uncertainty about his status. I think there are going to be people who are surprised that we get to opening night and Suggs and Jalen Williams are out for the next 4 weeks. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I think some people are going to be like, "What? What do you mean?" I think that might happen. Aldama 105, Cam Thomas 106, Herbert Jones 107. So these are interesting picks, obviously. What do I need positionally? Another forward eligible guy? Cool. That was Bobby Portis at 108. Let's see. What happened there? Something weird just looked like it happened. Wiggins goes at 109. Oh, we're back in business. Now, I've got Garland. Do I take Edie here? Edie would be actually perfect for what I need. And it does put me in a hole. You absolute dickhead, Curran. How very dare you? I'm going to take Lively. And then I'll take Vassell. Man, that Edie pick. Did not like it. My next pick's a what number? Bloody hell, 140. Whew, okay. Norman Powell, 114. I like Powell in this spot. I was debating it. I don't like it when he goes in the 90s. I do like it here. Malik Monk sits at the top of this list, by the way. This would not be a good pick. How do things work in Sacramento? When we play the 240 game coming up soon, when you look at that team, you're going to be like, oh yeah, how? And when we do the Jazz, you're like, oh yeah, there's like 15 minutes for this guy. Like, it's very hard. Pajemski, 116. Reasonable selection. Very, very reasonable. The top 3 on this list, on the Fantrax list, Monk, Sexton, Filipowski, I would not be bothering with them at this point. DiVincenzo, 117, Aaron Gordon, 118, they all make sense. I think Draymond has fallen too far here. I think we need to be considering Green in this area. I think that given that there he goes, 119. Given that we're a 14-team league, and I'm a little soft on Wendell Carter for 12s, but in 14-team, love it. If you want to take Wendell Carter here, I love it. In fact, maybe I should have done it over Lively. Is his upside that high? Not really, but we're looking for a little bit more stability. So like taking Ace Bailey with your 9th pick, don't like it. Like don't like it at all. But if it was 120 in a 12-man draft, it's actually fine. So that's the subtle differences when you expand out. You've got 2 extra teams in there. Pick 120 is your 9th best player. Pick 120 in a 12-teamer is, you're picking on the turn. It's 10 or 11. It's a bench guy, a flyer. It is different. It is different. Hunter goes 121, Murray 122, Neesmith 123. Castle 124, Keontae George 124, who I do think starts. And then Castle 125 is a semi-reasonable spot for Castle. I think that we should look at Dylan Harper as a draftable guy in this draft later, but not yet. And then D'Angelo Russell 126. I don't know that it'll happen immediately, but I don't know that D'Lo's playing 30 a night here. I'd be pretty concerned. PJ 127. Well, if D'Lo doesn't play, that means that his next pick of PJ should bump up, so that's pretty solid. Keyshawn George, 128. I just want George to shoot better. I need him to shoot better. He has not shot well at all in the NBA so far. Jabari Smith and Scoot Henderson here in round 10. I would have liked to have waited around for Scoot, honestly. I'm going to throw Chris Boucher into my queue. I just have no idea what to make of the Celtics big men. And we are going to see the run here on guys. Isaiah Jackson went. You're going to see, there goes Davion Mitchell. You're going to see Cater go soon. You might see Boucher go before me. You might see the big cock, Ryan Kalkbrenner, go. I think the other one I've got to look at here is Chris Middleton. Put him into the queue. Colin Sexton, I don't get it. I don't think that he starts. And if he comes off the bench, there is still Trey Mann and Conker Nipple. Like, I don't get the upside there. Ricochet 134, Monk 135. I would be lower than that on Monk at the moment, honestly. I just think that this Westbrook signing does really hurt. Yves Missi 136. I just got no interest in him. I'd rather the Flyer and Boucher. I'd rather Wendell Carter. I think that I don't even know that Missi starts, honestly. I think it could be Looney. Don't know why you would sign Looney to a $6 million contract. Whitmore, I'm also souring on even as a flyer. And if I'm doing it, I'm not doing it in this round. There goes Cater 138. Maybe my Boucher dream is alive. But I do think that Curran might take him. No, he takes Cason Wallace. So do I do Boucher or do I do Wendell Carter? God, I don't like Chris Boucher. Seriously, I'm drafting Chris Boucher. I could do both, obviously. What I might do here, though, with old mate Jalen Green out, I'm going to take Grayson Allen. I think Allen had a solid enough role anyway. And with Green out, I'm here. Curran did take Wendell Carter. I like the pick there. Obviously, he was in my queue. I was debating it. God, what a team. Boucher and Grayson Allen. What, just a stalwart bunch of legends. Young Hun Sen, 144. You are taking a flyer there. I don't see it. Lonzo Ball was great yesterday for the Cavs. Yesterday? Yeah. They are going to start either Merrill or Tyson. I still think it's Tyson, but it could be Merrill. He's limited to 20 minutes. I'm not that excited. Milky Tooth, I did not like your Monk pick. I like your Rollins pick. Rollins looks to be great. If he was starting. He's looked very good in preseason. I'm worried a little bit about Glenn Rivers, but what he does. Remember I talked last episode, you haven't seen the mock draft guy talk about it, we're talking about Young Hun Sen, how he's going to get the Bol Danish backhands. Look, one of the only comments in the chat, future GOAT Young Hun Sen. Guys, he is going to be overfluffed like so hard. It's going to be crazy. And this is not to say that he's not good, that I don't like him. I did not like the draft pick. I think that he's going to be very bad defensively. But he is going to get overfluffed. Bub Carrington at 147. Bruce Brown, I don't know about that one. Kelly Oubre, I like. Sensor Ball, I like. Grimes, 151, and Schroeder, 152. I'm pretty out on Schroeder now that Westbrook is there. I honestly, what is... I cannot... This makes it Jovic. Of course, he just went. This is what makes it tough, is I don't understand what the Kings are doing. So how do I... Are they going to play DeMar DeRozan at the 4? Isaac Jones? Saric? Reynaud? Clifford? What are they going to do? Westbrook? I know he's not a 4, but what is this team? Mitchell Robinson, 154. Robinson is going to sit back-to-backs, it appears. Be aware of that. BJ Edgecombe, the dominatrix, at 155. He will get opportunities early with McCain out and with George out. Whether they last or not, I don't know. Al Horford would be a very good pick, I think, in this area. We're in pretty nice territory for Horford. We're outside top 150. Who else am I looking at here? Taylor Hendricks, yes. Souring a little bit on Filipowski, honestly. Just because pathway to minutes, where is it? What is it? How does it work? Also, we're in a 14-teamer. Obi Toppin is squizzable. Of course, what is happening? All right, so I just said Obi Toppin and he just went. How is that? Look, anyway. The big cock, Ryan Kalkbrenner, 159. Has Huff gone? I'm sure this is where he's about to go right now. Because I will take Huff with my pick. But, yeah, I think that I'll say it because repetition is good and not everyone's listening at every point. I think the Pacers, the Celtics, and the Hornets are going to run 3-man rotations, and it's going to get worse in Charlotte because when Grant Williams returns, he will play center too. And no one's thinking about him at all. After Kalkbrenner goes Jerome at 160. That's actually a really good spot for Ty Jerome. Scottie Pippen is still available too, so I'm sure he'll go with the very next pick that I've mentioned it. No, it's Brook Lopez, who needs an injury to do anything. Adem Boner at 162. If Embiid plays opening night, it's really tough to hold onto Boner for that long. But you would see, I would like to do it for a few games just to see exactly what they do with Embiid. But in a reserve role, he's probably not doing enough. Dylan Harper goes 163. Gaz Trent, 164. Points and threes, yeah, okay. A little surprised to see some guys not going here. Well, there goes Huff. Like, do I take Hendricks and Minot? Pippen? Pippen's late. I'll take Pippen. Horford? There goes Hendricks. I won't be taking him. Good pick from B-Tran. There goes Jalen Wells. So Curran's buying in. I've got to take his teammate in Scott Pippen. Now, do I take Horford? It's hard to pass Al Horford at 169 giggity. Or do I take Minot? Who probably wouldn't get back to me at 14, but I am just, again, flagging that Minot is interesting. Sam Hauser goes, no one drafting Bilal yet, which I think he should be drafted here. Even a Collier, Desumu, Diabate. Is Hachimura worth looking at? What about Jared Vanderbilt with LeBron out? Or what about Jake LaRavia? So there's a name that we haven't talked about much. Jacob LaRavia. He's been very good. Bilal went after Hauser, then it was Kuminga at 172. Ryan Dunn, 173. Fine-ish, I guess. The big Areola, 174. You're taking a flyer on Knipple there. Diabate should be... Someone should be looking at him as much as... I've already got him in the queue. I don't really like him that much. Like, taking Isaiah Stewart, 176. Like, you've taken two backup centers there in Lopez and Stewart with no real path to starting outside of injury, which is probably not the best way to go about that, I don't think. I am a little surprised that nobody has taken Kyrie Kyrie just went. That's my bad. That no one's taken Russell Westbrook or DeJounte Murray. DeJounte is almost certainly coming back before Kyrie, I would guess. Or did DeJounte go? No, he's out. He's gone. He's available. Why is no one taking him? After Kyrie goes Alex Caruso. Keon Ellis, 179. So I am very worried about how much Ellis is going to play. But at that spot, it's fine. It's also fine to take Klay Thompson there. As much as I don't like some of your picks, Ryan Harvey, of Klay, Chris Paul, Dennis Schroeder, those spots, they're fine. Levert, 181. Walter Clayton mentioned at 182. And he went... Did he go before Isaiah Collier? Or did Collier go? Now, Collier's still available. Valanciunas, so you're taking Jokic's backup. Ben Saraf. Now, that, in theory, works. Except you are going to need that roster spot. So you probably won't hold it. Musa Diabate, 186. Joshi Minot, he did not last. King EFC kinged me. Yuck. What about Nurk for me? Noah Clowney. Even I haven't spoken much about Clowney. I hope they start him. I don't think they will. I think he could have a very strong second half at least. Also, don't mind someone drafting Kyle Kuzma here, by the way. We are very late in this draft. He is bad, obviously, but he is worth a look. So is Fanapants, Kevin Huerter. Even if you wanted to look at like a... what's his bloody name? Rui Hachimura. Bro, someone took my brother, Jordan Lloyd. Johan Berenger at 189. Daniel Gafford, 191. Dick, 193. Collier goes... That is good for Collier. Now, what do you get? Karan, how? How? Why? How would you... How? How is that actually possible that you just took? Bro, I'm going to take Nurkic. How? Just in case Thingo's not available opening night. How? Bro, Laravia. Seriously, Karan? So I picked number 14 in a 14-man league, third round reversal. I took Steph Curry. Then Jalen Johnson, Jamal Murray, Darius Garland, Miles Bridges, Donovan Clingan, Kevin Porter Jr., Derek Lively, Devin Vassell, Chris Boucher, Grayson Allen, Scott Pippen, Al Horford, and Yusuf Nurkic. After getting absolutely robbed of Jake LaRavia with that final selection. Pretty happy with that team from number 14. I project at the 5th spot, Beacons, Kingy, River, and F. Perdigao up the top. So I'm happy with that, and pretty close results against all of them apart from Beacons, who's the team in number 2, whose team is pretty strong. But good draft from everybody there. Again, we've got a couple more of this mock draft series to go, and then a bunch of other videos that are coming as well. Don't forget, if you are live you're using the YouTube mobile app, scroll across and hit hype, thumb it up, leave your comments, subscribe, all that stuff, guys. We are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.